Prior to his death in 2010, Corey Haim agreed to participate in a reality series named The Two Coreys. Now, most people assumed it was a vehicle to put the two ex-child stars back on the map and propel their careers into adulthood. That is, most people except Corey Haim. Corey Haim expressed to many people that he was quite uncomfortable with this venture, as it would certainly portray him in a bad light, while stressing the ostensible success of his former acting partner in crime. Well, it appears Corey Haim was correct. This feature will illustrate and elucidate how the manipulation of the production and the co-stars set out to accomplish exactly what Corey Haim feared. It will also bring to light a relationship that his alleged best friend had with the man that was accused of sexually abusing him. We'll also see how this co-star contradicts a very salient point in regards to the incident in question. Let's get started. The co-star will start the series by portraying himself to be more stable and successful than Corey Haim. He starts by allowing the viewers to believe he has a superior house and is married. What is not widely known is that the co-stars had to rent the house because of the strong desire to jumpstart his own ailing career by renting a house in Canada to be closer to where Corey Haim's residence was at the time, as Corey was having difficulty maintaining residence in the States.
This is Corey Feldman and his wife Susie. They have a great life, a beautiful house, a wonderful marriage.
In the next clip, you can see the uneasy acting as his co-star pretends to be apprehensive about listing all of Corey Haim's shortcomings, mishaps, and problems that he's encountered over the years since his major successes.
You have to understand, honey, he had a bit of a drug problem, and he had a weight problem. He wasn't a very happy person, but he's come a long way. He's grown, he's clean and sober now. He's done a lot of work on himself.
The humiliation tactics start quite early, as is shown with the driver's inability to recall Corey Haim's past movie ventures. Meanwhile, the rest of the world has long forgotten the body of work of his co-star and the inexistence of any career the wife at the time of the series might have had.
Do you know I'm an actor, or is the him to
I do know you're an actor. I'm just having trouble remembering what shows you were in.
The next clip shows the co-star making a reprehensible joke at the expense of Corey Haim, which alludes to the sexual assault. He makes light of what he feels the actor has to do to get work in the entertainment business. As someone who has allegedly been through the similar experience or similar experiences, it absolutely astonishes me that he could be so insensitive to his partner, his best friend, and co-worker for so many years.
So ladies, there's a 1 out of 3 chance. Did somebody else have a question?
What's your favorite memory you made making The Lost Boys?
I had to take my own fall 3 times, and I was like, I don't need pads for this, knee pads or anything. So I had to do 3 times, ended all bloodied up, but that's the fun of it.
And Corey later realized that he would need knee pads for the rest of his career.
The co-star's wife decides to make one of her many death jabs at Corey Haim, which is just prior to her husband having to break the news to him that Warner Brothers and Mr. Feldman have had to cut Corey Haim from the production of the Lost Boys sequel.
Big Baron.
Good.
And then we, but then Haim dies.
That's a great story.
In one of the most difficult scenes to watch, the co-star has to break the news to Corey Haim that he will not be in the Lost Boys sequel. If you pay close attention to the language used by Mr. Feldman, he says that he had to tell him. Most cast members do not have the obligation to tell other cast members that they are not cast in a production. Therefore, he outs himself as having been on the creative staff or, in some capacity, had some sort of creative control, and then lies to Corey about his foreknowledge.
They're making a sequel to Lost Boys.
They're making this. Who's they? Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers Home Video is doing some crappy sequel.
Are we in it?
No.
Are you in it?
No. They asked me to be in it, but
Who are we?
they just asked me to come do a cameo.
So they're doing Lost Boys too.
And I said, I told them that there's no way I'm doing it. I would do it without you. And,
There's no mention of me, nothing in the flick.
dude, you can't take it personally.
It's not personal, dude. It's I love everyone in that movie.
And everyone loved you. It's not them. Just put it into perspective. Would you want?
Perspective is, man, I f***ed up one too many times, like, so to speak, on the strip, man. Burned too many bridges, and I'm not working because of that. You know this.
When I found this out and I knew that I was gonna have to break this to you, it killed me, dude. And I knew that I was gonna have to break this to you. And I knew that I was gonna have to break this to you.
We start to break down the rumors and lies that Corey's co-star levies at Judy Hayne. As you can see in the next few clips, the co-star seems to have a pathological desire for sexual perversion and tries to impose it on his wife and his best, quote, friend. Judy Hayne seems quite reserved, yet appalled at the stripper party or any perverse sexual party for her son. It seems quite contradictory to someone that has allegedly allowed her son to be put in harm's way, especially in that capacity. The statements by Mr. Feldman continue to contradict the facts.
All right. Ready for this, honey?
Oh, look at that. Her boobs are in your face. I'll take my glasses off. Just have a seat wherever. She's getting jiggy with it. Oh, I think so.
About it all night about this idea that you mentioned to me.
The strippers are going to be great.
I don't think he's going to want to see a bunch of, naked women hanging out.
Yeah, why would you want that?
I don't mean to rain on you guys' parade, but...
It's not even a parade. It's maybe a march.
No, it was a real... That was an idea.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be happy, but I was thinking, remember he used to play hockey on a lot of little leagues, like when he was little.
We'll just bring the strippers to the ice.
No,
It'll be like Disney strippers on ice.
How about going the way of an ice skating rink?
So we need to rent out an ice hockey rink?
Yeah.
Well, that's easy to do.
Because I think he's going to love that.
Dude, we had the perfect party set up. Adult stuff, strippers. Now, Judy comes in.
Another humiliation tactic is his insistence on pushing Corey into online dating. Here he exposes a little of his hypocritical tendencies. He blatantly admits that it is something he would not consider doing himself, but is okay with putting his, quote, best friend through the process.
Men, 25 to 32. Women, 22 to 28. It's only $30. You go in, you sign up, you do your thing, meet a bunch of chicks.
Is that your pitch?
It looks solid to me.
If you were not married to Susie, would you do this? No.
It's besides the point.
See, you put me in these situations, but you weren't doing yourself.
Of course, there are the childish attempts at humor by showing an overly excited 36-year-old man enthusiastically dancing about the prospect of coitus with his wife, further illustrating his obsession with sexual behavior.
I'm getting laid. I'm getting laid. I'm getting laid.
The next scene is quite telling. It brings to attention the history of his co-star maintaining relationships with former obsessed fans, either marrying, keeping on as girlfriends, or even pseudo-hiring them in various capacities, such as, say, a publicist or something similar.
The way Corey and Joe met was pretty much the same as Susie and I. She was a crazed, obsessed fan, so they met in London at this autograph show, and Joe was standing in line, wanted to meet her favorite celebrity, and hey, there was Corey.
The co-star has maintained that he has been pushing a truth movement as of late, in hopes of bringing awareness to a situation that occurred many years ago. He wanted to raise enormous amounts of money in exchange for exposing names of pedophiles. Yet, in the short clip, produced and recorded in 2007, Mr. Feldman contradicts himself once again.
So I have this band called The Truth Movement.
Straight from the mouth of Corey Haim, he tells the camera exactly how well his co-star knows him. But to Mr. Feldman's insistence, no one knew Corey Haim as well as he did, despite contradictions that are publicly noted by his mother, best friend, former fiancé, and numerous mutual industry friends.
You don't know me. You haven't known me in about 15 years.
This pivotal scene sets up the famous diner scene. This is the lead-in to hearing that the production team has decided to use Corey Haim after all.
So, where do you want to start? You are slammed.
Well, you tell me, what do we have to do this week?
A couple things that you're gonna love. Lost Boys 2.
We got the theatrical.
No.
Everything's moving forward.
No, but...
It looks great.
But you know who they're gonna deal with Haim.
It appears the co-star has been disingenuous as to his wanting to do the film only with Corey Haim. Please take note of the IMDb line item that once again contradicts the emotional decree by Mr. Feldman that he would not do the film without Corey Haim.
And you're going to be shooting pretty soon?
What do you mean I'm going to be shooting? I'm done.
No. There's going to be a day of pickups.
With Hank?
You guys are going to have to confront things eventually. And you may see him, and it may be a different Corey. I don't know, dude. But I think at some point, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to confront him.
If he could be man enough to go, dude, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I need to grow up. I need to take responsibility for my own life. And I realize that you have always been there for me when nobody else was. I don't want to fight on the set because right now I'm at that point where if he tried stupid with me, I'd just deck him. And that would be it. It'd be over with.
Don't do that.
First of all, is he in town?
Yes.
He's here.
Yes.
Many things come to mind in regards to the latter part of this scene. It becomes obvious that Mr. Feldman is unhappy on many levels. His anger at the last season blow-up, his jealousy of Haim being used in the film, and the fact that there will have to be interaction with someone that he knows has contempt for him. As you can see in the IMDb credits, Mr. Feldman is credited as being the producer on at least 9 episodes of the reality series, which gives him creative control on the direction and content of the series, and you'll see, will get worse for Corey Haim.
I tell you, life is a lot less stressful without Haim around, that's for sure.
I can imagine. What?
You know, I mean, call my wife.
That's pretty bad.
I don't even want to talk to him. I don't want to look at him. I don't even like talking about him. I don't even want his name coming up.
As we get ready to watch the infamous diner scene, let me point out what most people never get to see, and that is Mr. Feldman outs Corey about his cutting himself. This causes a discernible shift in Corey's attitude, and the unscripted repartee begins.
Go ahead, why don't you start?
You're not going to like it, dude.
I want to have this conversation. I think it needs to be had. I've known you for 24 years. How deep do you want to get with this, man?
Honest.
How honest?
Real honest.
Hey, I'm sitting right here, man. I get down for a reason.
Right, so did I.
That's something to say it. Say it.
I'm saying
right
it to
here.
you.
And say it
That's
to me.
what I'm saying.
Don't send Scott. You say it to me. Don't send one of your minions
Okay,
out, okay?
I'll say it to you. You crossed the line.
With what and when and
With
how?
what?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I don't know. In 20 years,
in
20 years,
yeah.
Have we ever gone to the press? Have we ever gone and talked? Have I ever said something about you?
Anyone that has been on the internet for more than 5 minutes can attest to Mr. Feldman making up for lost time very shortly after Corey Haim's death, but not only stopping at Corey Haim himself, attacking Corey's friends and family, especially his mother.
Scheduled interview for
No, Mike, come on.
You talking about what I said on
Are you
TV?
going to be honest? Because all I hear from the press and from everybody else is how much you hate me. So if you really hate me that much, tell me about it.
I'm looking in your eyes. I'm telling you that. I said
Right.
you're a backstabber.
And you called the Inquirer.
Bowman.
And you called the Inquirer.
That I can honestly tell you I did not do.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they said I was in a coma.
Because, dude, I'll break it out right about now.
Break it out, kid.
I don't have it on me, but I will. Corey Haim called our office to do an interview.
The Inquirer magazine.
Ring a bell?
Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you. Listen to me. Last year, don't tell me I didn't show up half hour early every morning because of you.
How about me staying up with you till 5 o'clock in the morning? You going, I'm suicidal. I've got a knife in my pocket. And who's going to be there except for your best friend? But
You're bringing up real deep things.
What are you doing?
So I'm going to do
You
the
want me to
same
get
exact
deep?
thing, dude.
You want me to get deep?
Dude, get as deep
Do you
as
really
you
want me to?
man. Sure.
I don't think so. Because if you want me to talk
Absolutely.
like that, I can destroy you right now and you know it.
Corey, I'm saying
And
right
I don't need to
Go
do
ahead.
that. I don't have to do that.
Corey, I'd love to see you even attempt to do something like that.
Are you kidding me?
Do I look like I'm kidding you right
You're
now?
an easy target, bro.
I'm right here. Let's do this. I'm right here. Hit me with the hardest.
Corey Haim does not hold back in telling Mr. Feldman that he is a backstabber and having deep-rooted issues with him. The next segment shows how Mr. Feldman takes an inordinate amount of time to start talking with unnatural pauses in between words. Corey Haim calls him out on his friendship with the rapist, for which there is no rebuttal or denial. Mr. Feldman continues to be frustrated and at a loss for some coherent retort, and ostensibly resorts to feigning frustration. Finally, we hear straight from Corey's mouth that it is detrimental to his health to maintain a friendship with his co-star.
Now, why would I want to try and hurt you?
Corey, you opening up to the world about me having a knife in my pocket, and the reason I wear this, man, is like to cover up the scars I have, because like I used to cut into myself, because it's a way to feel, I hear. And like mentioning that, you just rip the envelope, man. I'll go you one better. You let me get around in my life, man, raped, so to speak, when I was about 14 and a half, and I'm saying this right now, by the guy you used to hang out with, and tell me I'm 14, take responsibility. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What'd you do, man, when you saw that going down when I was 14 to me? What'd you do? You knew about it. Besides being his best friend, what'd you do? What'd you do?
The icy cold stare of a man that has been outed for befriending the accused rapist of his, quote, best friend appears to be calculating a deceptive response, all the while not offering a denial of this fact.
All is what you did, man.
I believe I
Lines
was...
of cocaine with me.
You
God bless you.
You want to talk about the truth? Okay, well then let's talk about the truth. I was being molested at the same time by somebody else. What'd you do? What'd you do?
Talk to you about it.
You talked to me about it?
Yeah, sure. You told me while I was sleeping, this happened, this happened. I'm like, dude, you weren't sleeping. Yeah, I was sleeping. Tried to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Were you sleeping?
I was awake, Corey. I was very aware of what's going on with me. So I might take this to go. Would be the probably smartest thing to do.
And you know what?
Corey,
You want to put all that on the table? You
before
want
I
about all
just
that?
put you in the ground, kid.
Okay.
Really, it's not good. Me around you is detrimental for my health, man. You really up in your head, kid. And I really don't want to be your friend anymore. I can't. It's not that I don't want to be, I can't.
Well, that's where it's at.
I can't.
That's where it's at.
I can't.
As we get toward the final segments, we start to see the jealousy come forward. It appears that Corey is fully aware that his co-star has a very difficult time living a life that does not consist of controlling the life of Corey Haim in some way.
For me, it's all about if he's okay, I'm okay. So
I'm sorry, but that's a lot of pressure, kid.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
It's almost like you base your life on me?
No, I'm not basing my life on you. I'm
You're
just
okay
basing
if
these
I'm
sessions,
okay?
These sessions and the purpose of us.
The reason I
being
wanted
there.
the sessions was to work on us, our friendship, not me.
We see Corey starting to break down and show how this gang mentality is getting to him. The controlling nature of Feldman, everyone projecting negativity onto him, and this all starts to culminate into what this series was truly about, which was to paint Feldman as the seriously accomplished actor who has made a successful going for himself with everything together. Meanwhile, wanting to show that his ailing friend was nothing more than a screw-up that he constantly had to take up for and correct all of his behavior for him.
Okay, good. Can you pick one thing that you feel so wounded about?
Yes.
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
The controlling thing. It's so irritating. I think you treat me like you got your together and I don't.
But you're talking about him.
Okay.
Talk about you. I feel controlled, and when I feel controlled, I
get pissed off.
Because
it's so aggravating to have you act like you got your together when you
why
don't.
is it so aggravating?
Because
I'm
he
just trying to
doesn't
take
even
you
have
down.
together.
But why isn't that just funny? It's so funny. That guy's trying to tell me to get
That's
my
while it's a little annoying when I only have not just him, but him with his wife and everybody talking all about me and my not being together. There's also part of me that doesn't want to slip back into where I was.
Feldman tries to paint a picture of Haim's manipulation, which is a complete redirect of what we have seen from Mr. Feldman throughout his career, starting with inconsistencies surrounding stories of Michael Jackson and his relationship with Corey Haim, which is refuted not only within his own series, but through countless interviews with people very close to Corey Haim.
And when you call me, we'll talk about it.
I look forward to seeing you, actually.
Well, that actually sounds like fun. And, we'll get a chance to chat and love to see your new place.
All right, so I love ya.
Love you too. Bye.
She's a little too nice, wasn't she?
I'm thinking, it's a nice gesture to invite us over for dinner. A little awkward at this very moment. I haven't spoken to him or seen him, and
Maybe it was
Mark.
really awkward for him, too.
It may have been.
It might have been really tough for him to make that call.
But I feel really bad because I'm sitting here saying that he's pathetic, and then he calls invites us over for dinner.
Doesn't that make you feel bad? Part of the
Of course
master
it does.
manipulation. I go through this with him on a daily basis.
get
Every
it,
time
I
we
do.
walk into
That's
therapy. No, I cannot stand the guy. I don't want to spend another minute with him. He's a manipulator, he's a liar, and he's done awful things to us. And then suddenly I am sucked back into it, and I find myself sitting there in therapy going, I love you, man.
As the long con continues, they now show a scene recorded without the consent of Corey Haim, showing a breakdown he had on the set. This is how Mr. Feldman and the other producers are going to set up the alleged drug use. There has never been any information that has ever come out that Corey Haim was taking anything other than prescription medications. But as you can see in the next few scenes, they are trying to neatly tie a bow around this lie with the help of a reality show doctor who has been involved with some questionable cases regarding other shows.
You need to tell me what's going on.
There are 4 guys on my window trying to tell me not to drive home, and I'm asking why. Am I stoned? Am I drunk? I don't drink. I'm not stoned.
It's our
You know?
observation and our responsibility to make sure you get home safely.
Don't tell me you're gonna put cameras on me, disrespect me. I don't need this. I work, I make money, I rap. When I'm rapped, it's my time.
I'm done. Have a
Good.
good day.
Yeah, you too. You really think we're not? What's the line, sir? I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, don't worry.
No. What's the line? What is it?
There's no hope for him. Don't feel sorry for that. Don't feel sorry for that.
The co-star's wife exclaims that no one should feel sorry for him, All the while, the long con, or Jedi mind trick, continues to be imposed on unsuspecting viewers, projecting a supposed breakdown or even illegal drug use by Corey Haim. This con manipulates the thoughts of the viewers and projects an image on Haim that is not really true. But as many political candidates will tell you, say something enough times and eventually people will believe it.
It looked like you were doing drugs to me. You look now like you're not completely here. What is going on with you?
That's a really great way to ease somebody's session after I've met you 3 times.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and I haven't said this before because I don't...
You're the fifth person to accuse me of being drunk, high, something.
Let me tell you
I'm sick
something.
of it.
I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm a recovered addict myself. I was stoned for a lot of years. There's nothing you can tell me you've done that I haven't done myself worse.
Right.
You do not look like a sober man.
You know what? I take something sometimes if I need to chill, and it's prescribed, and it's just once in like a blue moon. So I took an extra that just kind of keeps me calm, and it didn't really even keep me calm. I was hyper. I was freaked out.
Right.
Once again, the reality show specialist goes to work on Corey Haim. Remember that this individual has worked on many reality shows and was hired by the producers of this series, which included Mr. Feldman on the staff of executive producers. Notice the uncharacteristic attacks by a so-called therapeutic professional without ever doing any medical examinations or even calling for a more in-depth look at Corey Haim's medical situations and or the prescriptions that he is supposed to be taking. This is of course according to the witnesses surrounding the show, which will verify that none of these things were done or asked for.
You have drugs in your system, Corey.
Doc, do me a favor. Don't sit there and accuse me of being on drugs. I'm not, okay?
Now an ambush is being suggested, and Corey Haim politely declines. Mr. Feldman exhibits hypocritical tendencies again by suggesting a group of his peers potentially talk down to Haim. At no point given any thought to how humiliating a situation this could be for someone who is trying to get back to a certain status in his career. Haim does point out that his co-star is ignoring the fact that he himself is the one that may require some serious help.
My idea was, what if I got together a couple of our peers, who actors or whatever, people on our kind of level that have been through what we've been through, come out the other side.
That I know or I don't know?
That you know.
Okay.
And try to listen to their points or whatever their thoughts are, and like, hey, how about if you tried this, or how about if you tried that, or, you know.
How about to me?
Right. Like things that I would be afraid to say to you because I'm trying to control myself and not say, hey, I think you should do this. So maybe if it's coming from an outside party, you might get a fresh perspective and hear something that you might not be willing to hear from me.
I'm sorry, yeah, I don't want anybody looking and telling me what they feel I should do with my life. They're not living in my body. They're not in my life. No, thank you, but thank you. I don't mind sitting down and have dinner with these people and saying, hey, how you been? But I'm not sitting down for them to give me advice on how to like live my future now. I still have a long way to go, I feel. I'm working on it, but I definitely don't need to sit with people.
It's a process.
Now, what about them sitting and at the same time giving them what they think you should be doing? Whoa. Or do you feel you're past that level?
I didn't have a problem on set. I didn't have this huge blow up. I didn't take something to numb my fears. This is your fears. You're dealing with them.
I actually think this is a very interesting idea, to have a group of people who know the ins and outs, the horrors and the rewards of the resource that addiction can be.
He's also in his head.
But so that you can...
We start out the next to last transaction with the intervention scene. It starts out with Corey Haim having to clarify, again, that he did not consent to his co-star's controlling behavior.
You gonna do that thing? So I got a couple people here to say hi to you.
Whoa, is this the thing you were telling me about?
Yeah.
No. I told you I was gonna think about this, talk to you first.
I promise you.
Let's go.
You're not gonna be attacked.
All right.
The humiliation begins immediately, with Shore declaring it's troubling for Haim to be smoking and drinking in the middle of the day. Now, smoking is completely legal, as any tobacco company would tell you, and, as Haim has declared on many of occasion, he cannot drink. Now, this seems like a fact that many, even casual friends of the star would know readily.
But like you drinking and like smoking right in the middle of the day like this, that's normal?
He's not drinking. That's not alcohol.
Root beer, dude.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah.
It's root beer. Polly,
He
what's wrong
smells
with
like alcohol though.
He does? No.
Yeah.
Allergic to
Maybe it's
alcohol.
from the...
What's wrong with it?
He doesn't
Well, I
drink.
don't know.
I'm allergic to booze, first off.
Okay, well, I'm just asking.
I don't know why we're here, because I told you I wouldn't need to think about this before you wasted anyone's time.
Susie and I...
Meanwhile, Corey explains himself, knowing fully that this is going to be broadcast on national TV, and has to defend himself for taking his prescription medication. Of course, this situation would be infuriating to the average person, let alone someone that's had to deal with a drug issue in the past, and has worked hard to get back to his old self. All the while, a certain friend of his keeps bringing him down a very dark, destructive path.
I had a slip, but one day I had a mental block. I took, Ativan. I took an extra 0.5 so I could just relax. I'm very hyper, dude. It's never happened to me before.
So how did you take it? So your medication you had, how'd you take it? Why are you leaving?
I'm going outside, man, because I don't feel like I need to be here, Todd. I don't want to see you and hang out. Go to... Why?
Come sit
It's
here.
not intervention.
It's
Why?
not intervention.
Why?
Dude, don't get up and get upset.
Dude,
What are you upset about?
Go outside, go smoke a cigarette with him.
There's no reason to get
Can I
upset.
come with you? Can I come with you?
Come on with me. Read the script together.
Corey Haim continues to impress on everyone that he needs them to back off. Now, Corey has always had a heart condition, and he's been very conscious of this. All the continued stress brought on by years of this sort of meddling, especially brought on by the co-star, has caused anxiety issues that are detrimental to his health. Everyone continues to push their own agendas and diagnoses onto him, further exacerbating the matter. No matter what he tries, everybody continues to push this on him, of course adding fuel to the fire and to his conditions.
No reason to get upset.
Todd, I'm not
no reason to get upset.
with you. You know that, brother.
Stop getting upset with yourself, dude. Stop getting
upset about because the guy behind you is trying to control.
I'm trying to control it.
Well, leave me the alone, then, T. What am I doing here? I dropped by to tell him I'm coming over tonight for dinner.
I'm your friend.
You guys are here. I know. I'm your friend, too.
So then act like it. You're not like right now by getting upset at me. Dude, yeah, you can do whatever you want to if you're responsible, dude. But you're not.
How do you know? You haven't seen me, T.
I don't have to see you, but I've heard from other people.
I'm happy
dude.
you've heard. Why don't you confirm and affirm that with me? I'm going to be leaving very soon. I'm just going to have a cigarette with you, and I'm gone.
You're such a baby, dude. And then you're gonna stomp around like, wham, 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 I'm gonna leave. Like, people here care about you. You, dude. He's a baby.
If they didn't care about you, they wouldn't keep trying to. Dude, he needs to stop. This is
Okay,
more.
let him do
Listen
it.
to me.
Let him do what he wants to do. Here's the bottom line. I just need you to take care of you. Like I'm taking care of me. But dude,
look at me. Look at my eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
We've all been through We've all had down times. We've all had times where we...
Yeah, but this guy's got 50,000 opportunities.
I understand.
Dude, I'm sick of his bullshit, T. But dude, I'm sick of his bull.
I've got to keep trying, right?
Yeah,
that's my responsibility.
And plus, he's your best friend, right?
Exactly.
Is he still your best friend?
I don't need to be here. I didn't agree to this.
He is not in any way ready to fix himself. Because you get that defensive over nothing,
Yeah, nothing happened.
then you've got serious issues, dude.
That's Corey, though. He's completely unpredictable.
To contradict Todd's words, if someone has their life together and is confronted with a past scenario that is no longer relevant, they will most certainly become annoyed and defensive. Todd clearly has no malice in his actions or his intentions, but is almost as misguided and misinformed as Pauly Shore. We end up hearing a very impactful statement from Corey that he needs to be away from Corey Feldman, as this is simply not a good situation for him to be in.
Immediately when someone comes in the room who's not taking care of themselves, it's going to feel attacked.
Right.
How many times did you feel attacked? How many times did I feel attacked?
Wasting my time.
So if he doesn't like himself, how's he going to like you right now? When he looks at you, he sees where he's striving to be.
Everything that I'm trying to do because I give a shit. And the second I stop giving a shit is when he's really
I take medication because I need to, like, maintain because of what I've done to my body, unfortunately. I have to. I wish I didn't have to take what I have to take to calm down. But I can't breathe, man. This is why I take what I take. I don't want to feel like this. No more. I want them out of my life, and now they are out of my life.
My biggest fear is what happens if he goes too far.
It's over. I'm now officially done with Feldman.
We will end the scenes with the final confrontation. Once again, an attack on Corey Haim, making bullying and harassing comments, not only directed at Corey, but at his own mother. You can hear the disgusting comments for yourself. Please be prepared, as this scene is going to be difficult for many people to watch.
What is going on, dude?
What are you doing? Problem?
What are you doing?
You do an intervention for me yesterday?
Wasn't an intervention. Wasn't an intervention.
Whatever it was.
It was a get-together of friends.
Yeah, I need to speak. I don't want you guys to speak at all. I really don't.
Intervention.
Hey, man, look.
It's a two-way street.
No.
Two-way
You. Okay,
Oh,
forget
really?
all. Yeah, really. You. You.
Let's go.
Good, go. Get the out of my house. Don't come back and don't call me.
I won't. If you want to push your friends away, that's it.
What was the intervention for, man?
It wasn't a intervention.
It doesn't matter. It matters. You took it into your own hands and embarrassed. Get out of my house.
Don't worry, I will.
Get out of my place. Just
You know what?
leave.
Dude,
Get the out.
Something. I will leave. It's over. Therapy is
Get
over.
Get out. Get out of here, man.
I'm done.
Get out of my house.
I
Get
hope
out of
you
my
and your
business.
pill bottle are happy.
Yeah. Is that me or you, Susie? And you know what?
You're
You be like a
yourself,
prima
dude.
donna.
Yourself. All done is always.
Don't even waste breath.
Oh, I'm a bitch. That's fine.
My house.
You're a 12-year-old.
I'm f***ing done. I'm f***ing done. I've done everything I can to help the guy. He's pathetic.
He is pathetic.
It's over.
Don't knock him out, dude. Do not knock him out.
Go! Go kill yourself. See if I f***ing care.
Don't come around here anymore, okay? It's where I live. Stay the away from where I live.
Yeah. Take another pill, dude. Take another pill. Go some more people over.
Good performance, Corey.
It's not a performance. That's a fact.
Okay, Jack. Yeah, you know me.
Don't call your
No.
mother.
I've tried to care about
What'd
you.
you say about my mother, Susan?
You.
Dude, get the out of here, man. That's insulting about the mother thing. This is a personal. Get the out of here.
Mother has made your life hell, dude.
Oh, and your mom's great. Your alcoholic mother that your life up? Your mom's great. Yeah, the crack-smoking drunk's your mom. So, yeah.
I love your mom, but she enables your to be a drug addict, lying child. Oh,
Wow.
You're so mature, you fucking piece of dude. Oh.
It's over. Done.
Talk about my mother.
Seems like the co-stars have always had it out for Judy Haim, in hopes of being able to secure a scapegoat. If Mr. Feldman could figure out a way to deflect the blame onto others, there'd be no leftover culpability of his own contributions to the situations that Corey Haim has been in. Let's go into a couple of final points that are glaringly obvious, but never get addressed by Mr. Feldman, nor does any media outlet ever try to confront him on these points.
What happened? What's really going on?
I had something that happened to me when I was like a little boy, whatever, and we know what happened, whatever, and it has to do with like just a sexual issue, whatever. It's not great, but anyway, I don't want to deal with the session. I just want to let you know. I brought it up, and I was like, "Where were you for then? Did you talk to anybody? You knew what was going on." He knew something that was happening to me that if he had my back so much, you know, or at least
Well,
some
how
of
old
our,
were you at the time?
We were 14.
We were both,
We were both kids.
We were both
14 and a half.
15.
Jedi Master Feldman employs the Jedi mind trick once again by alleging the attack, singular by the way, happened at age 11, even though Corey Haim said, right before your eyes, with Mr. Feldman in total agreement, that the attack, singular, happened between 14 and 15 years old. Could this be because money was running out on the Feld train and a book deal needed to be sensationalized? A perspective to Corey's movie, way in the distance? an ailing music career? Indiegogo campaigns and the like have been this actor's staple for many years and for many different reasons. You simply need to do a Google search to find this information, but be forewarned that if you speak out about the findings, you are most likely going to be accused of being part of the dark side or evil forces hell-bent on taking the former child star down.
If he's had my best at heart, he knew what was going on, he knew something was wrong, even at that age, well, I mean, why not tell somebody?
Did you tell somebody?
I have. Sure I did. At the very end, pieces, bits and pieces.
You're in a studio movie. Everybody wants to see you succeed. Everybody. Everybody.
It appears the co-star did not, nor has he ever had Corey Haim's best interest in mind. From interviews expressing his dislike and jealousy of Haim to contemptuous comments strewn about the internet, Mr. Feldman seems to have disdain, jealousy, and malice for the deceased actor. In an interview shown here, Mr. Feldman suggests we just leave the late Michael Jackson alone. Yet it seems he cannot do that for his childhood friend, even going so far as to falsify the cause of Corey Haim's death in a most recent speech. Even though Mr. Feldman has been asked privately and publicly to cease all mentions of Corey Haim. As you can see from just a few of his tweets, Mr. Feldman will continue to defy the wishes of Corey Haim's family. It appears that Mr. Feldman's inferiority complex gets the best of him. An inferiority complex is defined as a lack of self-worth, a doubt and uncertainty about oneself, and feelings of not measuring up to standards. It is often subconscious and is thought to drive afflicted individuals to overcompensate, resulting either in spectacular achievement or extremely asocial behavior. The signs included, and are not limited to, being ultra-sensitive, always comparing yourself to another person's quality, perfectionism, procrastination, and inaction. Secretly, very judgmental of other people as well. Having exhibited many of these signs as viewed in interviews, public appearances, first-hand accountings, it remains clear that such jealousy, inadequate and angered feelings toward Haim become quite evident in all aspects of Mr. Feldman's career, even to such trivial things as him having to portray himself as the taller man, even though Corey Haim was 2 inches taller, as you can see in the pictures above. Such petty jealousy is brimming to the surface, and without Corey Haim alive to defend himself, it becomes apparent that he will continue on his quest to make the world think he is doing right by Corey Haim. All the while, people that pay attention to the facts and evidence see that it is someone that is trying to do quite the opposite. In an off-camera interview with Judy Haim, she expressed that Feldman's ex-wife called her and told her that after she divorced Feldman, she went into rehab. She wrote a letter to Corey and Judy, needing to read it to her in order to make amends. She confessed that she and her husband were using drugs on the reality show. She told her that Corey and Judy knew that they did. She said that she was a complete bitch to Haim, and he didn't deserve it. He didn't do anything wrong, and they just wanted to point fingers because the focus had to be on Haim and not them. She asked her what she thought about the book that Mr. Feldman wrote. She said that it's awful and none of the accusations about Haim are true. I hope you folks will take a moment to spread the word. Also, please consider clicking the links to help get Corey Haim nominated for a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame. Corey Haim was also an artist whose work can be viewed by checking out the link on the screen or in the description box below. If you like what I do and would like to see me create more content, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, please consider becoming a Patreon donator. Every little bit helps me continue to make videos and expand into other areas that may be of interest and help to many other viewers and hopefully to future subscribers. Thank you so much for watching.